If you want to win games quickly in Pokemon Champions VGC right now, then you might want to consider this really powerful strategy of Water Spout Mega Blastoise paired with Rain Dance Farigiraf. The idea is simple. You go for Fake Out plus Trick Room on turn 1, then Rain Dance plus Water Spout on turn 2, and ideally try to sweep your opponents as quickly as possible. This team recently made it to Champions tier and also features some fun components like a dual Mega with Mega Tyranitar, which is used in opposing weather matchups. I'm here to showcase why Mega Blastoise and this team in general is really effective. Hey guys, Aaron CybertronVGC here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the Pokemon Champions VGC ladder and provide live commentary as I go. As mentioned, this video will focus on a really powerful Mega Blastoise team that just made it to Champions tier. I also covered Mega Charizard and Mega Venusaur already, so it was only right to do Mega Blastoise. If you've not seen the Mega Charizard or Venusaur teams, check out the videos linked down in the description below. As always, I'll do a quick breakdown of the team, but if you want to just skip to the battles, check out the timestamps down below. And thanks so much as always for joining me. If you enjoy, would really appreciate if you consider leaving a like in the video or subscribing to the channel. It really helps out a ton. Anyway, let's get started. If you want to try out the team, the Rento is on the screen, and there's also a Pokepaste down in the description below. As mentioned, this is going to be a Mega Blastoise team that focuses on setting up Trick Room and sweeping with Mega Blastoise. You've got Farigiraf as the main lead partner with it, Sinistcha for healing, and Kingambit to also deal damage. Tyranitar can come out against opposing weather matchups, so if you see something like Mega Froslass, Mega Charizard, Torkoal on your opponent's team, this becomes a really viable lead option. And then Choice-Scarf Basculegion is a really solid final Pokemon to clean up games with once your Trick Room has expired. Main things to call out here are going to be the Farigiraf moveset with Psychic as well as Low Kick. Now, this Farigiraf can deal damage, obviously using its normal attack with Psychic, but then Low Kick gives you some additional coverage. It's mainly going to be used against opposing Kingambits to try to deal some damage to them and then also break through their Chople Berries, so then your other Pokemon can get it knockout onto them. You've also got Rain Dance on this Farigiraf, which of course you're going to use specifically when paired with the Blastoise, and this can be used to disrupt opposing weather. Normally though, you want to click it when you have Blastoise out on the field and just go Rain Dance plus Water Spout. The Pokemon are trained in a way so that, of course, Farigiraf will be slower than Blastoise, aka faster under Trick Room. And I want to call out the spreads here on the Tyranitar, Farigiraf, and Sinistcha because they're all really nice in terms of defensive benchmarks. The Farigiraf here is able to survive modest max special attack Light of Ruin from M-Floette, which is really nice because, of course, that's one of the most powerful attacks in the game. You also have enough defense investment to survive Kowtow Cleave from non-Black Glasses Kingambit. Similarly, Sinistcha will survive that same non-Black Glasses Kingambit Kowtow Cleave and also has a ton of special defense investment here. It allows you to then survive a Hurricane from Pelipper as well. And then finally, with Tyranitar, this amount of special defense investment allows you to take 2 Flash Cannons from Archaludon when the sand is up, and when you Mega, you can even take 2 Hyper Voices from Fairy Feather Sylveon, which is really nice. Fairy Feather Sylveon with Hyper Voice specifically. So really nice defensive benchmarks to hit with all of these, and goes to show how important it is to train your Pokemon, because I think on paper someone would look at it and be like, oh, Kingambit just like KOs everything, but having just enough defense investment, for example, on Farigiraf and Sinistcha to survive those Kowtow Cleaves can honestly make or break your game a lot of the time, because opponents just think they can get a knockout onto you. They don't. You set up Trick Room, and then you can play the game from there. And the team creator also mentioned on Twitter/X some recommendations if you want to potentially consider changing the team towards what style fits you best. Some examples include Water Pulse on the Mega Blastoise, Psychic or Psyshock on the Farigiraf, adding Protect on Kingambit, potentially over Kowtow Cleave, and Heatproof Calm Mind Shadow Ball Sinistcha over Life Dew and Rage Powder was also something considered by the team creator. Ultimately, as they mentioned, it really comes down to what you like and what you're comfortable with, and so try out, whatever, but I think these are all suggestions that can be quite strong, and so if you're feeling lost, if you want to make a different change, these are some things to consider. I think one other thing I thought about was having Ice Beam potentially on Blastoise somewhere, because it could deal with the dragon types a little bit more easily, just because I found that those dragons could be quite difficult. In terms of playing with the team, one thing that I really like about this team is that there are very clear-cut combinations. Mega Blastoise and Farigiraf is going to be your go-to lead in the majority of games, and you can go with Kingambit and Sinistcha in the back, or Kingambit and Choice-Scarf Basculegion. The first mode with Sinistcha is more beginner-friendly in my opinion, and the idea is simple: fake out Trick Room, Rain Dance Water Spout, and just try to sweep under Trick Room as quickly as possible. With this mode, you actually can also sometimes get a second Trick Room up because, of course, you're bringing in Sinistcha, but this often revolves around Blastoise just dealing as much damage as possible. The second mode is actually the one recommended by the original team creator, which has Choice Scarf Basculegion instead of Sinistcha. This mode is really strong, but it can be more challenging to utilize because you're going to be bringing a Choice Scarf Pokemon under Trick Room. So what that means is you're almost always going to go Farigiraf, Blastoise, Kingambit, and try to do as much damage as possible under Trick Room with this trio. The idea is that you want to bring the Choice Scarf Basculegion right as Trick Room is ending, then you can finish up the game with Last Respects. But the reason why this mode is a little bit more difficult to execute is because if you take too much damage and lose 2 Pokemon too quickly, you'll be stuck on the field with a Choice Scarf Basculegion with potentially too many turns of Trick Room. And if you have Scarf Basculegion out with, say, 3 turns of Trick Room left, it's going to be a complete nightmare for you. So you have to be really careful about utilizing this mode, because if you just take too much damage and lose Pokemon too quickly, Scarf Basculegion can actually be a liability for you under Trick Room. Both of these modes, however, incredibly effective, and you should obviously tailor it towards your opponent's team. I often ask myself, does my opponent have enough burst offense to break through Blastoise and Kingambit with Farigiraf under Trick Room early? If not, then Scarf Basculegion, pretty strong option. And if I think that the healing can go a long way for Blastoise and that I can just go all in on sweeping with Blastoise, Sinistcha ends up often being a stronger pick. So these are 2 of the main modes that you should think about when utilizing this team and picking Pokemon. Of course, there is a Mega Tyranitar on the team as well, and that's normally going to come out in matchups against weather, especially Sun. Tyranitar plus Sinistcha is actually a really strong lead into the Sun teams, because you can just Mega Evolve on turn 1 and guarantee that you'll have the Sand up, and Sinistcha is Occaberry. It might feel weird to lead Sinistcha into a team with Charizard, but the combination of Occaberry plus Sand means that you can guarantee Trick Room up on turn 1. So what that means is you can lead Mega Tyranitar Sinistcha against Charizard teams and just go straight for Mega Evolve into Rock Slide Trick Room or Protect Trick Room. In the back, there's a lot of flexibility, and I actually often like going dual Mega with this component where I have Blastoise and Farigiraf in the back. The idea behind this is then Farigiraf can further control weather with Rain Dance, and even regular Blastoise with Water Spout is still a pretty powerful option here. Normally, I think if you see Torkoal on your opponent's teams, if you see Charizard Y on your opponent's teams, then Mega Tyranitar should be strongly considered, especially as a lead option. And one of the cool things about this team is that both of the Pokemon function as non-Mega Evolutions as well, so you can bring Blastoise and Tyranitar with each other, right? There's also games where you can go Farigiraf, Blastoise in the lead with Tyranitar in the back, potentially, if you really want to guarantee Sand up, for example. And so Tyranitar, I think if I see Charizard on my opponent's team, Froslass on my opponent's team, this is something that I consider leading with. In terms of weaknesses and things to watch out for, here are a couple of things that I have struggled against while playing with the team. The first is bulky Pokemon that resist water-type damage, especially those that can deal super effective damage to you in return. Some good examples include Mega Venusaur, Rotom Wash, and while Milotic can't deal super effective damage to you, if it's Coil and Hypnosis, it will be so disruptive, and you basically can't really deny the Coil boost very easily, so then they'll be able to put your team to sleep. This really can be annoying for Blastoise because the main goal with this team is to often just sweep with Blastoise, and so being able to soak up Water Spouts and not take much damage in return can really hurt you. Strong Fairy type damage, especially when paired with healing and redirection, can also be very annoying. A good example of this is Calm Mind M-Floette with Draining Kiss. If you get a Calm Mind special defense boost, this Pokemon can sustain for a lot longer and then heal back up with Draining Kiss as well. If you throw a Sinistcha on top of it, it can be even more annoying. Another example of a strong Fairy type Pokemon is Sylveon, which can just spread Hyper Voices. Slower Pokemon can also be annoying, and opposing Chopo Kingambit in particular is not the most fun to fight against. You do have so much fighting type coverage on this team, so you have multiple ways to deal with it, but with the Chopo Berry on opposing Kingambits, it means that you often have to launch 2 attacks into it rather than 1. So I've had opponents who are really smart about how they position Chopo Kingambit and use the pressure of it to protect while I double into it, stalling out a turn of my own Trick Room. As you'll notice, Adamant Kingambit with no speed investment will outpace the entire team under Trick Room, and so entire team other than our own Kingambit, so that's just something to watch out for. Finally, a couple of things that I think you need to be extra cautious of. The number one way to beat this team, in my opinion, if they go Farigiraf Blastoise, is to double up onto Blastoise on turn 1 and really chunk away at its health. If you lead 2 Pokemon that can deal 30-40% each to Blastoise, Blastoise can only fake out one of those. So if Blastoise loses a significant amount of health on turn 1, then turn 2, even with Rain Dance Water Spout, it won't necessarily get a knockout onto either Pokemon. I think opponents often end up targeting Farigiraf hoping to get a knockout onto it, but it is super bulky here, so Farigiraf can survive the majority of single attacks from from the format, which means that if you waste an attack into Farigiraf on turn 1, you'll put yourself in a really bad spot. So if you are up against this lead duel specifically, consider just heavily damaging Blastoise and leading something that threatens Blastoise with 2 different Pokemon. Basculegion stuck under Trick Room too early is a nightmare if you go with combo number 2, which I talked about earlier, so be extra cautious if you are bringing Basculegion to make sure that you can bring it towards the end of Trick Room, if not when Trick Room has expired. The threat of Wide Guard can be really annoying for Mega Blastoise in particular. Things like Wide Guard Aegislash, Wide Guard Pelipper, for example, can be super disruptive, so be careful about that. And then finally, bulky dragon types can trade really positively into this team. Some examples include Mega Dragonite, Citrus Berry Garchomp. Both of these can sustain for a long time while also trading pretty neutrally in terms of damage. And, you know, the problem is if you are trading under Trick Room and you're still not getting knockouts, then eventually they'll be able to stall out Trick Room and then knock you out afterwards because you lose your speed advantage. So these are a couple of big watchouts to keep in mind as you play with the team. As always, this is not exhaustive, but just some observations from my time playing with the team. Quick question of the day before we get started. I want to know what megas you think people are overlooking the most right now down in the comment section below. So far on the channel, we've mainly been featuring the most powerful mega evolutions and the ones that are strongest in the metagame, but curious if there are any that you think are really underplayed relative to their strength. I think Charizard X would have been a good answer to this before it just did super well in the Victory Road tournament, so let me know what you currently think. And as always, I've included my favorite answers from the last video about everyone's favorite song at the moment, as these are some of my favorite artists, and I thought the Perish song comment was quite funny. We've got King Gambit, Basculegion, Sneasler, Floette, Garchomp, Delphox here. So Blastoise looks like it is pretty good here. Honestly, it's interesting because I think we could bring both of our megas. King Gambit should probably come out. Like, I think Blastoise, Farigiraf, Gambit +1 is fine. If I were my opponent and I saw Tyranitar on this team, I would not bring Delphox and I would bring Floette instead. And I think I like Sinistcha as the 4th here for healing on Blastoise. Yeah. I think Tyranitar is bringable. I thought about it because of superpower, and it does check Delphox, but it's like, they're not going to bring Delphox, I think, into a Blastoise Tyranitar dual mega team. Yeah, it's Floette Sneasler. That's fine. I think against this, we probably just Mega Evolve, Fake Out into Floette turn 1, Trick Room. I might eat up a close combat from Sneasler, but that's okay. And if your opponents don't target Blastoise here on turn 1, and you have a full HP Blastoise going into turn 2 with Rain Dance support from Farigiraf, like, you can often just take over the game from there. So the way to play against this team is distribute damage on a Blastoise on turn 1. Like, you know one of your 2 Pokemon are going to get hit by Fake Out, but use the other Pokemon, like, basically use both attacks into the Blastoise slot. Floette is just scarier here because of Light of Ruin. At worst, like, close combat into Blastoise maybe does like 50%. So they're going to Mega Evolve. That's what we... I think another interesting lead here would have been Scarf Basculegion and basically just Wave Crash turn 1 while Trick Rooming. Okay, Fake Out into Floette. And they close combat Farigiraf. This is what I was saying. Like, I think... Basically, what I think my opponent was probably hoping for was to just, like, double up onto Farigiraf. Maybe close combat Dazzling Gleam, close combat Moonblast. But now, by not targeting Blastoise, it is a very free Rain Dance plus Water Spout. So we're just going to rip it here. And what's awesome about this combo is, like, I don't really have to care about what you have in the back, because when the rain is up and you have a full powered water spout, there's nothing that really switches in on this, right? Even something that resists it is taking 40-50%. So Floette protects. I wouldn't be surprised if it were a double protect, but if they double protect, it's even worse for them. It's not a double, okay. The reason why I was going to say a double is worse is because, like, maybe there's a chance Floette's bulky enough to survive water spout in rain, but if you protect with both Pokemon, it means next turn I could Psychic into the Floette and Water Spout, and I think with the chip damage, it certainly should get the knockout. But yeah, this is exactly what this combo wants to do. Set up Trick Room, and then just click Water Spout. So, had Close Combat gone into Blastoise on turn 1, I think I'd have to think about things a little bit more because we don't have, like, the immediate KO pressure onto Floette. And then, you know, the debate is like, oh, do I switch in Sinistcha to get the healing onto Blastoise? Do I still Rain Dance Water Spout? But this is what I mean, right? If you do not target the Blastoise on turn 1 and I get Trick Room up, it is very, very difficult to come back against. Basculegion's in. We do have Dark Pulse here, but honestly, I'd rather just Water Spout because Floette just protected, so we have a guaranteed target into that slot. They do not have a switch it into Water Spout on that slot. Question is whether or not I would rather Psychic into Basculegion or Floette. The Floette didn't look to be bulky, but I think because Basculegion won't threaten Blastoise with a one-hit knockout, I'd still rather target Floette here just to guarantee the KO. Cool. They don't try to go for a double protect. Beautiful. And yeah, I don't think Psychic would have put Basculegion in Water Spout KO range anyway, so rather just guarantee the knockout onto Floette there. And it covers for any, like, Sash Pokemon switching in, too. And they're going to opt for Wave Crash here, but yeah, Blastoise is able to take that. They're going to take a lot of recoil damage. Let's see if there's Citrus Berry. They are not. King Gambit's their final Pokemon. Cool. A lot of different plays we can make here. I have Aura Sphere. 2 turns of Trick Room left. Let's just make sure we get this right. I think Psychic should KO Basculegion. I honestly think it's fine to just Aura Sphere King Gambit here and Psychic into Basculegion. Okay, they protect, but that means next turn I can just target you down. And I think they read us trying to go into our King Gambit there. As you can see, their King Gambit still outspeeds both of my Pokemon, so they could have gotten a knockout. But basically what I was saying in this position is it's like, sure, you get 1 KO, but then if you KO... Oh my gosh, that almost still just knocked out King Gambit. Basically what I was saying is if you knock out the Blastoise, then I either Psychic KO your Basculegion, or you protect and then you KO Blastoise, I get a free switch into my King Gambit, right? And then I can just target you down next turn. That turn worked out even better because... I think basically my opponent was probably feeling like they were so far behind in this game that they needed to make a big play, and I think that's totally fair. Aerodactyl, Floette, Garchomp, King Gambit, Charizard, Basculegion. In my experience, most players with teams like this will lead Floette, King Gambit into us, which is a little bit annoying depending on their sets and the speed set on King Gambit specifically. Charizard normally doesn't get brought in this duel matchup, so I normally default towards Blastoise, Farigiraf, Gambit, Sinistcha. Couple questions then linger, right? Are you Chople Berry on King Gambit? Yeah. Flood Aerodactyl. Okay. I think this is super good for Blastoise, Farigiraf. I'm happy to just Mega Evolve, fake out Floette, Trick Room turn 1. The only fear is getting Rock Slide flinched right now. Surprised to see Aerodactyl here, to be honest, because I don't think it's very good into most of our team to begin with, and I don't think they need Tailwind. But I'm happy to see it. Like, the fact it's out on the field makes it easier for us, in my opinion, over something like a Gambit, which would apply more offensive pressure. But they might just be going for a flinch here with Rock Slide, honestly. Let's see. Okay, we can get our fake out. Ooh, Blastoise dodges. Hits Farigiraf. Do we flinch? That's the main question. Nice. Okay, that's huge. That is huge. We could Rain Dance now. And Water Spout, which is what I lean towards. Covers for switches. You know, the thing is, Aerodactyl has been running Wide Guard, so if they have Wide Guard, actually, it'd be a pretty good time to go for it. Which means maybe we could have gone Aura Sphere Psychic and an Aerodactyl instead. But Aerodactyl could also protect in this position. It's actually Floette protecting, okay. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a double protect here. Okay. Aerodactyl's attacking, but I can just switch in Sinistcha and just heal back any damage they've done here, so it's fine. I thought about Psychic Water Spouting Aerodactyl, though, which would have been really nice. Okay. Just a Wing Beat, that's fine. I don't think they're going to have Wide Guard if you have dual Wing Beat Rock Slide. You presumably have Tailwind and Protect. So I'm going to Spout here and switch Sinistcha in to heal Blastoise back up. Okay. Yep. Protect. I think if I had Wide Guard, they would have gone for it. So it's just one thing to be cautious of, but, you know, if they have it, they have it. It's still not the most common move on Aerodactyl. Really good damage there. Maybe eating up a Gleam or Moonblast. Could be Light of Ruin. Great, it's just Gleam. We're happy to see that. And you get to see the beauty of this combo, which is like, you want to protect to stall out Trick Room, but as you protect, I just heal back up with Life Dew. So that's why it's important to position Sinistcha in during the mid Trick Room turns, ideally, so that you can just start healing back up. Cool. And we're going to end Trick Room with basically full HP, I think, with both of these potentially. The only thing that's spooky right now is like a King Gambit coming in from their end. Clear Aerodactyl. Nice. Let's see what they bring out. I thought Gambit was the most threatening thing to us under Trick Room, depending on its speed stat. It is going to be Gambit, okay? But that's fine with me. Last turn of Trick Room, 2 turns of Rain. Floette just protected. I do have Aura Sphere. I'm basically thinking I might want to get a second Trick Room up in this game. I do have Gambit in the back as well, which can deal with their Mons. I'm happy to just Life Dew Water Spout here, I think. They might kowtow into Sinistcha, but that's fine, because then I get a full-powered Water Spout off. They bring out Basket Legion. And we are faster under Trick Room, which is good to confirm. Okay. And at full HP, I can survive a kowtow. Ooh, that KOs. I wonder if they're Black Classes then. But because they're faster than me under Trick Room, I outpace you outside of Trick Room, which is really nice. Ooh, that just one-shots Gambit too. Nice. Although I think I would have preferred to not get that knockout. Trick Room expires. One more turn of Rain. I think we can bring out King Gambit right now. The main question is what kind of Basket Legion set this is. Because they could lock Aqua Jet. Could also Last Respects. Light of Rune is what oh, but I guess if you Light of Rune, you actually KO yourself, so I don't need to worry about that as much. I'm still going to Sucker Punch Basket Legion to force them to Aqua Jet. Nice. And I think they probably were like, I don't want to click Aqua Jet because I know you have Farigiraf in the back. The main scary thing here is not knowing what Basket Legion set they were and if they had Protect or not. But it ends up being Moonblast and a Gambit. Perfect. Cool. And Water Spout. Blastoise was amazing in this game. Like, I think we got to do exactly what Blastoise wants to do, which is just click Water Spout a billion times. You could see the healing value from Sinistcha as well. The only spooky thing was their King Gambit being able to one-shot that Sinistcha. But it was fine because it was basically like you either deal damage to my Blastoise or you knock out Sinistcha, but you can't handle both at the same time. This is a fun team. We've got the wall with Aerodactyl, Incineroar, Sinistcha, Basket Legion, Charizard. I wonder if it's Charizard Y or X. X would make more sense on this team, but you never know. Aggron is going to really struggle into Sinistcha, Blastoise. It's actually pretty good into everything else. Like, if you're my opponent, you could be like, hey, I can win the game if I just knock out Blastoise because Aggron then carries against everything else. So I think we need to respect a couple of leads here, including like Incin Aggron, Incin Charizard, Sinistcha Aggron, Sinistcha Charizard. I'm still okay going Blastoise Farigiraf, but I might have to be careful if they bring their own Sinistcha as a lead. I think we need Gambit to beat their Sinistcha. Is it crazy that I want Tyranitar? I think we just go Sinistcha here because if they go Aggron, Aggron doesn't like going up against Sinistcha because I can just Rage Powder your body presses away. Let's see. Incin Zard. The problem is I don't know what Zard this is. I think it's fine. Like, my guess is they parting shot my Blastoise turn 1. I'm going to just Mega Evolve. Maybe I should have brought Tyranitar in case this is actually Sun. But I'm leaning towards just Fake Out Trick Room turn 1. And then Rain Dance Spout turn 2. Actually, I think going Fake Out into Incineroar might have been better here, because no matter what Zard said it is, you're not one-shotting Farigiraf anyway, and like parting shot to Blastoise is more annoying than a Dragon Claw. Yeah, maybe. It is Zard Y. Okay. Well, this is where having Rain Dance helps out a lot. And by going for Fake Out onto Charizard, I do cover for Overheat and Solar Beam. So I feel validated in my decision in the end of the day. But yeah, it's interesting. Like, I think in Team Preview, it kind of feels like X because you have Incin, Sinistcha, right? So it's like double setup with Aggron and Charizard X. If they go like Dark type attack into Farigiraf. Okay, yeah, they correctly parting shot it. Huh? I am surprised by that. I think that gives us a really big advantage. But Sinistcha, it makes sense. Okay. I could Rain Dance Water Spout right now. They could protect Reverse Trick Room. So I'm kind of leaning towards Psychic Dark Pulse Sinistcha. Yeah, nice. I just think a lot of people, especially if you're on high ladder, like will know about this combination. So I'm not going to get away with just like cheesing with Rain Dance. Ooh, that was a crit. I assume Dark Pulse would have KO'd anyway, but let's see. Like, because essentially they'd be close to the range that they're at right now, right? Nice. I think that just wins us the game. Yeah, basically the Citrus heals them back up pretty close to, I think, what the initial Psychic would have done anyway. I don't think Sinistcha surviving the double up there. The only thing that I was worried about was like Colbur Berry, but now I just Rain Dance Water Spout, and I think we win. Yeah, they can't stop that. I was really surprised to see Parting Shot onto Farigiraf, because I think if they had gotten off into Blastoise, I'm not sure I would have been able to knock out Sinistcha with Psychic plus Dark Pulse. It was going to be close, because I think Psychic was probably going to do around like 35%, right? Charizard switches into Basket Legion, but I think with me being able to set up Rain Dance now, it's too hard for them to deal with. Unless Instant underspeeds us here, which it might. Okay, nice. Oh, this is so satisfying when you get this combo off. And they just bring out Charizard and we just click Rain Dance Water Spout once more. So, if you are playing against this team, I cannot stress how important turn 1 is. You have to think, can I either deny Trick Room? And if I can't, can I do enough damage to Blastoise or stop its damage output so it can't sweep me in subsequent turns? Because if Blastoise makes it through turn 1 without taking any damage or any stat drops, then Rain Dance plus Water Spout just ends up being super, super free, like we're doing here. So it's interesting because you can obviously bring Tyranitar into matchups like this, but the combination of like Intimidate, I ran into Will-O-Wisp Incineroar as well. Like it suddenly neutralizes your damage output pretty substantially, and it can feel pretty bad. Aerodactyl, Floette, Incineroar, Garchomp, Milotic, Sneasler. Okay. This feels like I can just go Blastoise, Farigiraf. Blastoise, Farigiraf. Sinistcha, Gambit. The main 4. Like, I don't think... there's merit to Basket Legion late game, with last respects. I don't think we really want Tyranitar here. I'll let Milotic. Ooh. If this is Coil Milotic with Hypnosis, I think it's going to be scary. I'm going to Mega Evolve Fake Out into Floette Trick Room, but bulky water types are annoying for this team because Blastoise can't do that much damage to them. And I think this is a really good lead by my opponent. Like, I suspect they have Calm Mind. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Calm Mind Floette and Coil Hypnosis Milotic. If it's that combination, this is going to be very hard to win. Because we don't have enough burst damage. Like, this team wants to get one-hit knockouts, and if we can't get one-hit knockouts, it's really tough. They could also just go for Hypnosis right now with Milotic. Yeah, it's Coil. This Pokemon is really rising in usage. And if you look at our team, we don't have a single Grass or Electric type attack, and so it's very difficult to knock out Milotic. It's one of the reasons why I covered it as weakness for the team composition. This is crazy. I'm honestly thinking about going for Dark Pulse this turn, hoping for a flinch. Rain Dance to set us up. But I think Floette is not even going to protect here. Like, I'm leaning towards just Water Spout, Rain Dance here. Yeah, they don't protect Floette. But the thing is, I think Floette survives this. So when we can't get knockouts with this combo, it becomes way tougher. Close, but not enough. And they hit Hypnosis. With one Coil, like, it's still a toss-up. With two, you know, you'll always hit. But we needed the miss there, I think. Unfortunately, with them not missing there, this becomes, I wouldn't say completely unwinnable, but finding a path to victory here. And because it is Calm Mind Float as well, they can heal back up. So this is really tough. I'm trying to think how we get out of it. Like, Floette probably is going to Draining Kiss here, which is also part of the problem. And then you will probably go for Hypnosis on the Farigiraf slot. And I can't protect. I have no way out of it. So I'm happy to burn the sleep turn here at least. I think I'm willing to go for Psychic into Floette because if I crit, it's actually totally fine all of a sudden, but the odds of that are obviously really slim. Yeah, hangs on with just the sliver. I'm assuming... Okay, they do miss Hypnosis. Is it Draining Kiss, though? Yeah, they just heal back way too much from this. Oh. Like, I can't even knock out Floette right now, I don't think, right? I could Water Spell, switch in Sinistcha. I think I'm just going to Psychic Water Spout. Because I think Sinistcha falling asleep, I mean, that's not bad. Maybe. Oh, with the Spadef, if we wake up. Yeah. We needed a lot to go right, though, in order to win this, I think. And yeah, unfortunately, I think lower accuracy Hypnosis, or mid-accuracy Hypnosis, I should say, connecting plus that is going to spell our demise. But I'm, like, really happy to showcase this game because it's, like, exactly how you counter what we're doing, right? Two super bulky Pokemon that can survive Water Spout in rain, and a Milotic, which can soak up damage and heal back up and put you to sleep. And this is when you, like, then think about, okay, what about my other team members? Like, could Tyranitar have done something for me? Could Basculegion? The answer is honestly no. Like, it is just a really difficult matchup. And so sometimes, you know, when you analyze your games, you often want to think about, like, oh, did I have better plays to make throughout the course of the game? Or does it feel like I was, like, pretty limited in terms of my options? And in this game, I don't think there was really too much we could have done either in terms of play or Pokemon choice. Like, maybe Basculegion, but, like, the thing is, Milotic here just gets to coil for free, right? There's a reason why this set is so good in the metagame right now. One turn of Trick Room here. I'm so far behind, I'm going to make this play, which is clicking Trick Room with both Pokemon, hoping they just protect with both. Well, that's protecting, but I'm guessing that Milo's not. Yeah. It was worth a shot, though, right? Because basically, in my eyes, there's no way for me to realistically win this game unless, like, something really crazy happens. I could Matcha Gotcha Psychic there, right? But Milotic's not even going to take that much damage from it. And for those watching that might be confused, the way that this play works out is if you do double Trick Room, you reverse Trick Room and then instantly set it up again, giving you another 5 or essentially 4 turns of Trick Room. So, yeah, if you're looking to counter this comp, I actually think like this is the perfect duo to showcase for my opponent's end. I guess I'll Matcha Gotcha Psychic here. The sustain from Draining Kiss is just what makes this completely miserable for us. If it weren't Draining Kiss, it'd be okay, but the amount of healing that our opponent gets is a nightmare. Like, I'm trying to think of another game plan I could have had against this. Late game Basculegion, maybe, but it's like, I don't think we ever just KO Milotic, essentially. Maybe it's leading King Gambit. I'm going to forfeit here. I think, yeah, there's just no way to break through this. Maybe it's worth playing out, like, another turn or two, because I could, like, get Gambit out. But it's like Gambit, I think I just lose to Milotic, basically, at this point. And with inability to protect on Sinistcha, like, I'm going to eat up a Dazzling there, potentially, right? So, yeah, I think... I mean, I could lead King Gambit to pressure Floette. Blastoise King Gambit is, like, a bet... Or... I think it's, like, Blastoise King Gambit or Sinistcha King Gambit gives me slightly better odds. But to be honest, I think the matchup is still so uphill, and it's, like, because they get to heal and, like, put me to sleep... and I can never really knock out Milotic easily, it is just too challenging. But I think the idea behind Gambit Sinistcha is that I at least pressure, like, Fake Out Trick Room. And then Iron Head, for example, right? I think we also had a shot if the Blastoise woke up when we got the special defense boost, but it's only 1 in 3 chance there, and I needed to get the special defense boost probably to be able to put it in KO range. Had we knocked out Floette, though, it does open the door. The problem here is, like, Floette, you saw its HP went down so low, but then it was able to just heal all the way back up with Draining Kiss. Froslass, Sneasler, Gambit, Basculegion, Dragonite, Milotic. I don't like seeing Milotic one bit. Not one bit. Because it's Froslass, I think we might go Mega Tyranitar here as the lead. I'm honestly thinking Mega Tyranitar Sinistcha, but I think Mega Tyranitar Farigiraf's fine as well. The idea behind Sinistcha is like this just punishes my Milotic lead a little bit more, and I could see them leading it here. What do I want in the back? Thinking Blastoise Farigiraf. Or Gambit's not bad here. Basculegion could be used for last respects into Milotic. Yeah, if this is Coil Milotic, we need to like start putting pressure on it immediately. Gambit Froslass. My guess is they might actually protect Froslass on turn 1. I'm leaning towards Superpower into King Gambit and Trick Room. And I'm not going to Mega Evolve because I think they hold on to their Mega and protect. Nice. Just kowtow, yeah. Sweet. That was the perfect turn 1. Troupple probably, but that's fine. Okay. Trick Room gets set up. Still debating who I want to Mega Evolve in this game. Because I think Blastoise is a decent candidate. Here, I don't hate going for Superpower again into King Gambit. Switching out into Blastoise. Okay. Froslass does Mega Evolve now. Yep. We have Dark Pulse for it, which is nice. Gambit does protect. Good play by them. Still fine with how I played this, I think, for now. We might want to switch T-Tar out in next turn. Let's see if they're just Blizzarding. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So we don't get frozen. Cool. My guess is honestly King Gambit switches out now. I'm intrigued by actually switching in Sinistcha, Mega Evolve, and Water Spout. Because I think if you're my opponent, you want to stall out Trick Room right now, so you switch Gambit out and protect Froslass. And even if you don't, it's fine, right? Water Spout here is still quite strong. This way I get to conserve the weather. And I'm willing to commit to Mega Blastoise at this point. I don't think we need Mega Tyranitar to just to change the weather, basically. Yep. Basculegion, maybe? Yep. See if Froslass protects. Because if Froslass protects this next turn, I can just go for Matcha Gotcha and Dark Pulse. Nice. The question is whether or not I wanted to read into that even more, right? And like go for the Dark Pulse on the switch in, but like this turn totally works out for us in my opinion, so I'm happy with it. Cool. turns of Trick Room, 3 turns of Snow. They could Aqua Jet us. I don't hate switching in Farigiraf here, honestly. And Dark Pulsing Froslass. Because I do find value in keeping Sinistcha around. Like, if there's any Pokemon that has value at such low HP, it's Sinistcha. Cool. They protect. Even better. Blastoise gets Dark Pulse off. Ooh, Froslass survives that. Okay. We get a flinch. But honestly, it's like they get a Blizzard off there, and then I just switch in Sinistcha to heal it back up anyway, right? So it's fine. Last turn of Trick Room. Basket Legion just protected. You know I have Dark Pulse. I think I am still okay going for Dark Pulse and Low Kick into Basket Legion, which covers for a King Gambit switch in. Yeah, I don't really care about Froslass right now. Show me Gambit. It's Dragonite as the 4th. Okay. Froslass protects, yeah. It's fine. Fortunately, I reveal my low kick tech, but it's, I think, worth fishing for there. It's really good damage from Dark Pulse. Wow. Trick Room expires. I think here I'm happy to just set up Trick Room once more and bring in Tyranitar. By bringing in Tyranitar, Froslass faints from the snow, and it also denies them the chance to Aurora Veil. So I feel like so far, all the turns have been going super well for us, right? Like, I think I have gotten the better end basically each turn, so it feels like I'm pulling away with the game. But now Trick Room's over, so I do need to get it up again. Blizzard is going to connect in snow. Does pretty good damage there. No freeze, though. Great. Perfect. So Froslass faints now. I can switch in Sinistcha still to heal my Pokemon up. Yeah. Nice. We know Tyranitar's faster than King Gambit under Trick Room as well. We know Basket Legion is not Choice Scarf, has Protect. Gambit comes out. He can't Extreme Speed us. Honestly, I think we can just low kick Gambit here. Knock off Dragonite. I guess, like, I'm not sure knockoff KOs if you have the Mega Stone. Okay, nice. And folks, oh, it's Dragon Fang. Interesting. Now you get to see low kick into King Gambit, and that's why you run this move on Farigiraf. Oh, it's so satisfying. Nice. I think the only scary thing is the turn they went Blizzard Dragonclaw. I think Farig was going to survive a double up there anyway. I was mainly worried about a critical hit or a freeze potentially. But yeah, I think this game highlights how you can mix in Tyranitar with Blastoise next to each other. We've got Whimsicott, Charizard, Sneasler, Sylveon, Garchomp, Aegislash. Sylveon's a little bit spooky because we don't have Fairy Resistance. Aegislash is scary because it has Wide Guard. I have had opponents lead Aegislash Charizard against me before while playing with this team, and they just like Wide Guard Heat Wave turn 1. Normally against Charizard, I like Sinistcha based leads with Tyranitar, so Sinistcha, Tyranitar, Blastoise +1. The +1 is interesting. You could go Farigiraf, which helps you set up Rain Dance for Blastoise, but otherwise is not very useful. I am leaning towards Basket Legion or King Gambit. The logic behind Basket Legion is like it can close out games with Last Respects. The logic behind King Gambit is it's pretty good into Sylveon. I think I'm probably going to Mega Evolve Tyranitar here. Maybe it also could have been Blastoise over King Gambit. Or sorry, King Gambit over Blastoise. But I like being able to pressure with Water Spout, even if I'm not Mega. I do think King Gambit looks pretty good on paper here into Aegislash and Sylveon. The problem is Aegislash carries fighting type attacks pretty frequently now. And I think like having to play around that is really scary. Yeah, normally when I see Charizard, I like Tyranitar plus Sinistcha because of Aqua Berry plus Mega Evolution potential. It's not a very intuitive lead, but... Sylveon Aegislash, okay. Wouldn't be shocked to see like Poltergeist turn 1 immediately into Sinistcha. Thinking of switching Sinistcha out into Blastoise. Mega evolving. Maybe we want to hold on to our Mega actually. I would love to knock off Aegislash here. I'm probably just eating up a ton of damage against this lead, though. What could I have led into Sylveon Aegislash? King Gambit would have been my best bet here, because it would threaten both with the knockout. Threatens Aegislash with a knockout after it changes forms. Calm Mind Sylveon, okay. That's spooky. And they do stance change. Okay, so I'm hoping to see Poltergeist here. Nice. So we'll knock out Aegislash, which takes away the threat of Wide Guard. And I didn't Mega specifically to conserve my potential to Mega as Charizard comes in. Good to know Sylveon's speed. It's faster than Blastoise and Tyranitar. It's leftovers too. Okay. This feels like a ticking time bomb though, honestly. Let's see what comes in. My guess is they bring their fourth and not Charizard, because Charizard's kind of awkward right now. We just have to be so intentional about when we're Mega Evolving with Tyranitar. Got Chomp, okay. Assuming their last one is Charizard. Like, I think we want to position ourselves for a Basculegion sweep, ideally. I don't mind going for Fake Out here onto Sylveon. And I do think I want to Mega Evolve right now for the extra stats. And Rock Slide. They could pretty easily protect Sylveon Earthquake right now. So let's see if they'll opt for that. Okay, they don't. That's big. Dragon Claw into T-Tar is fine. No miss, okay. Not bad damage, not amazing damage. I think right now we try to sacrifice Blastoise to get the free switch it into Basculegion, which then would threaten Wave Crash onto Sylveon for a knockout. Dark Pulse, don't expect to get it off, but... I guess technically Aura Sphere is better here because it could technically be Sandstream Garchomp. Or sorry, Sandvale. Sylveon, I don't think should have a way to heal itself up. I'm assuming Charizard's their last one, which Tyranitar obviously has a good matchup into. Yeah, another Dragon Claw, and then just Hyper Voice, I presume. Okay, now we get Scarf Basculegion in, which is good. Yeah, I don't think we ever bring Sinistcha out there. It's just two slower mons. And this is a good position for Basque. So Sylveon could obviously protect right now, and they could just rip an Earthquake. Which is the primary concern. They haven't protected once yet, but they haven't really needed to. Basically, the other play I'm contemplating is Flip Turn into Garchomp and Knockoff right now. I think I'm down for that. Nice. Okay. Ah, there's Scarf as well. That's good to confirm. That is good to confirm. Okay. This end game's going to be really interesting, I think. We have Akaberry, but I've given up the... That was huge, though, because if I didn't make that play, I would just get 2-hit KO'd by Dragon Claw from Garchomp. So, glad to have eliminated that. It would have been much better for Sinistcha to have taken that damage, but it's fine, I think. Oh, man. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. I think what we do here is just matcha, like, sacrifice Sinistcha. I mean, do I ever Trick Room here? If I get Trick Room up, Tyranitar theoretically would win under Trick Room, right? Not necessarily, because Rock Slide is not doing enough, per se. Whereas if I lose Sinistcha, I get a free switch into Basculegion, which gets to click Last Respects. So I think I'd rather Matcha Gotcha here and protect Tyranitar this turn. With the idea that you knock out Sinistcha, give me a free switch in. I could have also switched Tyranitar out, but then I think I just lose Basculegion and I throw away what I think is the primary win condition at this point. But I think it's like if, assuming they knock out Sinistcha, it's a potential 50-50. Yep, here's Heat Wave. Maybe it was actually right to Trick Room. Because I do have Life Dew, actually, but I think I feint a Hyper Voice here anyway. And they burn me, it's fine. Yeah. So I think this was the only play I could have made here. Okay. Oh, now it is a debate on who we last respects, because I could target either slot. The obvious target, I think, is Sylveon. I also don't know if it one-shots Charizard, I guess is the problem. If I were them, I'd protect Sylveon, so I'm going to just target Charizard here. The question is, does it one-shot Charizard even if they protect Sylveon? I think it does, but people have been running a lot of bulk on Charizard recently. They don't know I'm Choice Scarfed either on Basculegion, I guess. Nice, okay. Do we knock out Charizard? What a game that was. What a game. I think Calm Mind Sylveon was really scary here, especially because we just have no resistances. So it kind of just came down to this final turn and whether or not I called it correctly. But had to get a couple of reads right against the Sylveon here. Okay, a pure Charizard team here with Garchomp, Incineroar, Sneasler, Milotic, Aegislash. I've been leading Tyranitar, Sinistcha into Charizard teams. Trying to think if that's the right approach here. They don't have a King Gambit, which is good. They have a Milotic, which is bad. Like, normally against these teams, I try something like Tyranitar, Sinistcha, lead, Blastoise, Frig in the back. Because it's like, I have Tyranitar for early weather control, and then if you manage to get Charizard going, I can still Rain Dance with Farigiraf. And then I can actually flex between who I Mega Evolve here, too. If I'm my opponent, I'm dropping Incineroar here. I'm definitely bringing my Milotic, Charizard, Garchomp. And then one. Probably Aegislash. Aegislash, okay. I wouldn't be surprised if they double protect on turn 1. Aegislashes often carry Poltergeist. I don't think I'm going to Mega Evolve on turn 1, because I don't... Yeah. Like, I'm actually leaning towards just going Knockoff into Aegislash, Rage Powder. And the reason for this is because... Okay, they do Mega Evolve, so that implies they're attacking, right? Which I don't love. They might have Wide Guard on Aegislash. I think that might be what's coming our way right now. Yep, that makes sense. I went for Rage Powder to redirect a potential, like, Sacred Sword into Tyranitar. It's just a Heat Wave. That's fine. I can Mega Evolve this next turn now to regain Weather Control, but the question is whether or not I actually want to do that. This is why Charizard's so good. Heat Wave being able to burn makes it so incredible. That sucks. Spell Tag, okay. It's not like I would have knocked out Aegislash anyway, but it would have been better, obviously. This Aegislash having Wide Guard is really annoying for us, right? It's like, I couldn't have approached this game with Blastoise Farigiraf because they could just Wide Guard my Water Spouts. They'll probably just Heat Wave again right now. I assume they have Sacred Sword, which is really bad too. I'm going to Protect Switch in Blastoise here. They switch. To Incineroar. Okay. Okay. Basically, I see an angle for us here, which is to set up Trick Room and then, like, Rain Dance, spam Water Spout. Yeah, that burn really hurts, though. Tyranitar's such an important Pokemon. Like, I'd rather have not get burnt and eat the Heat Wave there than the other way around. But that's Pokemon. I do have Fake Out online right now. So I'm leaning towards just Rock Sliding here. I'm still debating who to Mega Evolve. I think Charizard might even switch out here. But I don't want to switch either of these in on a Heat Wave. And I think I want to Mega Blastoise in this game, honestly. Okay, I'm going to Fake Out Rock Slide Charizard. They stay in. Cool. But yeah, I think without the burn, Tyranitar would still be my primary carry here. We would have also done 80% Aegislash on turn 1. Okay, they're going for Parting Shot, it looks like. Yeah. This poor Tyranitar, -2 attack and burnt, is going to do like 40% max with Rock Slide. Probably not even that much. I think I needed a Fake Out Charizard switch there to reset the weather, maybe. Milotic also hits the field, and that is also a nightmare Pokemon for us to deal with. Okay, that's fine. As long as we hit Charizard. Still damage, right? I'll take it. I can't believe we almost stalled out their Sun. I mainly want to have Sinistcha to heal Blastoise. Like, I honestly might just attack with both here. Go for a Rock Slide. Dark Pulse. Ah, they have Solar Beam too. It's bad. How much does it do? That's so much damage. It's not good. Scald and Sun. It's fine. I mean, I at least KO Charizard here, right? But I think that's maybe too much damage on my carry and Blastoise. Okay. Obviously unfortunate. How do we win this at this point? That was a really bad miss because I needed to get rid of the Charizard. They can Heat Wave Scald so safely right now is the problem. If I had Basculegion over Farigiraf fourth or Gambit, maybe it would have been doable as well. Both of those actually would have been better for me over Farig. Switching Sinistcha, hoping they Heat Wave instead of Solar Beam, because Heat Wave is safer right now, so I want to get the recovery. But I just don't see a good path to victory, because I think Farigiraf is kind of useless as a fourth Mon for me. So this actually like means that I could have done better in Pokemon selection, potentially. They do go for Heat Wave, okay. No miss. Yeah. Like, of course I can point to the burn and the miss. And, like, yeah, that's unlucky, but I think I didn't have the best tools to deal with this game, right? If I had Basculegion or King Gambit fourth over Farigiraf right now, I think I would actually still have a pretty good shot at winning, but I don't, and that's on me. I brought Farigiraf because I mainly saw it as a potential to Rain Dance, right? And I've had games where I bring the Basculegion, it feels really awkward. So now they can go into Incineroar or Aegislash. I mean, if I can get Trick Room up for Blastoise, maybe there's still some potential here. I'm going to switch in Farigiraf here, but this is, yeah, this is where I think I really wish I had Scarf Basculegion out right now. Because the problem is I also don't think I just deal enough damage to Milotic, right? Because Milotic in itself is already a hard matchup, and I'm running into it plus this. Yeah, I don't think I can beat Milotic at this point, actually. I needed to conserve Sinistcha to try to win against Milo. Milo is just such a hard matchup. I'm switching in T-Tar here, because I'm like, I think the only shot at winning would be... I just, like, with Recover on Milotic, I actually don't think I can beat it with any of my Pokemon at this point, unfortunately. They do King Shield, which is what I was hoping to see. They Scald us. Basically, the way that I think we would have won this would have been a Tyranitar Sinistcha focused game if we didn't get burnt on turn 1, right? It's like knock out Aegislash, which is the wide guard user protecting Charizard, and then go from there. But Tyranitar eating the burn just like completely makes it useless, unfortunately, on turn 1. And it's just one of the many things that makes Charizard so strong. Heat Wave is such a good move. Yeah, I mean, I'll just Psychic Dark Pulse here, but I just don't think... Unless... Because the other problem is Psychic can activate competitive on Milotic. But yeah, Gambit could have done wonders for me here. It's actually not bad damage. Yeah, it's like, I'll get some knockouts, but I don't think it's enough because Milotic will win the 1v1 against Farigiraf. And then I assume this just KOs with Sand. Oh, actually, maybe not. Oh, I still think I would have lost anyway against Milo in the late run. Because, like, Farigiraf is just not good as a Pokemon here. They would have brought out Ensign. I would have been able to Aura Sphere the Ensign, but, like, that's still not enough, I think. Actually, I could have gone Rain Dance. No, I don't have a Water Pulse here. So, yeah. I don't think that burn actually mattered, but... The world in which it mattered is it's like if I ended up Psychic into Milotic, get a critical hit or a special defense drop, and then Aura Sphere into Incineroar, but... Aerodactyl, Basculegion, Sneasler, Floette, Farigiraf, King Gambit. So they've got their own potential Trick Room. Like wondering if I want Mega Tyranitar in this one. Blastoise is still decent. I could go Basculegion lead here with Farigiraf, Blastoise in the back. Blastoise Gambit. That's what I'm thinking. Basically with this, I can get a knockout early. Potentially. We don't have Helping Hand though, so I guess it's like I can't Helping Hand Wave Crash as efficiently. Maybe I just go for a Blastoise Gambit, Sinistcha. I will say I think Tyranitar is actually a little bit tempting here. But I'm curious if they don't bring Farigiraf because of the threat of Tyranitar. Because they could also lead Farigiraf to block my Fake Out, which is a little bit spooky. But it's King Gambit Sneasler, okay. This lead is interesting because we probably outspeed the Gambit with both. I'm wondering if it's Focus Sash Sneasler, but they have Aerodactyl. I mean, it could be Mega Aerodactyl on the team, right? Do you think that would make a lot of sense? I kind of want to low-kick King Gambit. Like, I'm actually thinking low-kick Gambit, Mega, and Aura Sphere it to cover for Chopal and Sash. I think Sneasler probably clicks Close Combat here, but I could also see it protecting. And either is fine. Close Combat would do like 50 to one of my Pokemon, but that's okay. Okay, yeah, they just target Farig. That's fine. It's the preferred target there. Although, man, I could have just gone for a Water Spout on turn 1. Yep, they're White Herb. Looks like Chopal to me. Yeah. Still so much damage. They are faster than us here. Okay. That is okay, though, because now I just get to bring in Sinistcha. With Sinistcha in, this is interesting, right? Because it's like, I think I am still going to click Trick Room. And I know that I'm faster than King Gambit with Blastoise, so I'll just Water Spout. One of the awkward things here in that dynamic is basically not knowing how fast King Gambit was, right? Because, as you saw in the previous game, our opponent's King Gambit was faster than our Farigiraf under Trick Room, but in this case, it's not. But it's fine, right? Yeah, they're going to go for Dire Claw here. No status condition. Huge. Perfect. So, I really wanted to show the double kick tech. And yeah, the reason I did not Water Spout there on turn 1 of the game was because they could close combat into Blastoise, right? If they're not Chople Berry on King Gambit, we just knock them out there, guaranteed. I think it'd be Sash as well, I guess, but it does feel like Chople is by far the most common item choice right now. Floette hits the field. We can just go for Life Dew here. Gambit in the back is going to be a really good fourth. Life Dew into Water Spout feels fine. Main scary thing here is that Floette can take this and Sneasler will likely protect, but that's okay. I think the other debate here is whether or not I should be going for Rage Powder on Sinistcha if we think they're going to go for Moonblast or Light of Ruin. It's not a terrible consideration. So Floette's going to Mega Evolve. Okay. Sneasler Protect would make sense here if they have it. No Protect. Nice. So we get Life Dew. This is the beauty of having like double Trick Room Setters as well, right? Like they spent a lot of effort to knock out one Trick Room Setter just for Sinistcha to be able to set it up. Floette takes that pretty nicely, honestly. It's a testament to its special bulk. Just Dazzling Gleam. Perfect. Okay. We know we have King Gambit in the back. I know I can obviously Life Dew again here. It's Basculegion as their fourth, which is a good sight to see. Because King Gambit beats both of these pretty handedly. 3 turns of Trick Room left. The question I have is what item they have on Basculegion. Scarf would make sense. And if it's Scarf, we can just eliminate that right now. Like, I'm thinking we go for Life Dew here into Dark Pulse. They don't protect. Focus Sash Basculegion is my fear right now. Get Dark Pulse off. Nice. I figured Scarf would make the most sense on their team composition, given that you have Farigiraf. It's Draining Kiss here. That's fine. King Gambit now should win the game for us. Cool. How many turns are Trick Room are left? 2? I think we just wait to get Gambit in for free, honestly. Like, I'm happy to just click Life Dew here. And Water Spout. Explains how Floette's taking these Water Spouts so well, though, right? Still pretty good damage. I mean, I assume they're just Draining Kiss again, but this is just a King Gambit waiting room right now. It's Calm Mind. Okay. Calm Mind, Draining Kiss, Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, so it's fine because Gambit should be able to get an Iron. I mean, actually here we can go for... I just have to think about the healing from Floette, basically. But I think it's still fine to just Life Dew here and Spout. The main thing I just don't want to do right now is switch in King Gambit and let it eat up way too much damage and have it get crit. So I'd rather just heal up. It's still going to do a lot. Yeah, it's great. Draining Kiss Blastoise. Okay, perfect. Like, I know I have King Gambit in the back, so I'm just really waiting for it to come in. I can Trick Room now. I just want them to KO Blastoise here. Like, I'm hoping they Dazzling Gleam, but if I were them, I'd actually Draining Kiss Sinistcha. Basically, it's like, if they're gonna not KO me, I just need to get King Gambit in, and then I should win. We should survive +1 Draining Kiss or Dazzling as well. I think I am going to make the switch this turn. Okay. Yeah, they just Dazzling. That's fine. Nice. Trick Room. Yeah, the idea there was, by the way, if they Draining Kiss crit the Sinistcha, then we get into a position where I have Blastoise back out, and then I just have Fake Out Iron Head. But now we can just Life Dew plus Iron Head. This flow is actually pretty annoying, though, as you can see, right? Like, the ability to sustain from Draining Kiss is no joke. Nice. Probably could have gone for Matcha Gotcha there. I figured Iron Head would always KO. Maybe it's more optimal in case they're like max HP, max defense, just to have a little bit of additional chip. But yeah, I think what this Blastoise wants to do is just like burst your opponent down. So the fact like they can heal back from that damage was actually quite annoying. But yeah, like maybe it was a little bit risky to switch Blastoise out into Gambit there because they could have gone Draining Kiss. But like in that position, I felt like you would either Dazzling Gleam or Draining Kiss into the Sinistcha slot. And it's why I was like intentional about not switching King Gambit earlier, because I was like trying to condition them to think like, oh, you're not switching out now. So I don't know. There's like, because they went for Dazzling Gleam there, if I actually stayed in with Blastoise, then Blastoise would have fainted. I would have gotten a free switch into King Gambit. So the question is like whether or not we just wait for them to knock us out. What I was worried about was it's like Floette Draining Kisses into, Floette Draining Kisses into Sinistcha. And then we're like still kind of in this awkward position, right? Because then it's like low HP Sinistcha, low HP Blastoise, Trick Room is up, but then they're like at full HP. And I actually thought it was important to get chip damage onto the Floette. What I did not want the game state to devolve to a situation where I have King Gambit on the field and Floette's at full HP. And I've lost Blastoise and Sinistcha, because I thought that was a possibility had they just gone Draining Kiss onto Sinistcha at that specific turn while I'm setting up Trick Room again. Because like the healing is actually what's really annoying. So to me, what was important was we get King Gambit out and you've taken chip damage on Floette, so an Iron Head will be a guaranteed KO. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one, so thank you so much as always for joining me. I hope that this video has showcased the strength of Mega Blastoise and the potential of dual Megas on teams as well, and how you can even bring Blastoise and Tyranitar into the same matchup. So thank you to the team creator for building and sharing it. As I mentioned, I think this team is really good, especially if you're starting out in VGC, because it can just stomp through teams really quickly. As you get to the higher tiers, right, like Master Ball rank 1, for example, might be a little bit harder to execute as consistently because opponents will have a good game plan against this strategy, but it reached champion tier at the end of the day, right? And so it's obviously a very powerful and effective team. So thanks for watching. Thanks to the team creator for building and sharing, and I'll catch you all next time. All right, peace.